Yeah, it's oh now it's powering up.
Sounds
It's
like an
doing
air
something,
siren in the background.
right? Well, I think it's because they've got a second set of fans on to blow like what.
Yeah, it got the curtain fan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you can stand in front of the printer and have airflow.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, did you guys see on Netflix? I already watched all 4 or 5 episodes. They got a new Squid Games out.
Nope, I've
Sadly,
never watched it.
I haven't
well,
watched the first one.
the first one, and it was a Korean game show. Basically, whenever you failed the challenge, you got killed by one means or another. Which, of course, it was like a series, like a movie. It's a series.
Yeah.
The new one are actual people in the U.S. doing the same similar games,
Of course.
but you don't actually get killed. You just get eliminated.
TikTok
I was
channel.
really
Like an
disappointed
actual
to
game
see it.
show.
Right.
It's based exactly the same, except there's different scenarios they got to do. You know the little doll where you got to run forward and it shoots you with a laser and kills you if you're moving?
Sure.
All right.
He's never watched the show, but I
I've
think
never
I know
watched
what you're talking about.
Okay.
I've seen the masks.
Yeah.
I saw
Well,
the
it's
Mr.
good.
Beast recreation, so I'm assuming it's
Right.
something like that.
All right. Well, it's okay. But I was expecting people to die like they would in a movie,
I'm still one of those people who have no idea who Mr. Beast is.
That's okay. You don't need to know it. It's not like end of world.
So there's a game called
Mario Kart.
I just had the name of it. It's like Sail Blazers. It's basically like Valheim, but you operate a convenience store basically, and customers come in and like drop garbage and stuff. Well, one of the things that they'll drop is like a banana peel, and where I found out about the game is a guy that's locally here. He runs a video game store, and I'm gonna be stopping in there on his busiest day. While I'm talking to him, I'm gonna pull this out of my pocket and just lay it on the table and just walk away mid sentence. That's my goal. So
Right. That will be
Bring the
really
game
bad.
to life.
yep.
Yeah, Starship was fun to watch until it wasn't, but everything fired and worked pretty much how it's supposed to. They're probably going to try to launch again next month.
Oh, Justin left.
He's trying to show no more crack. So, so that new laser, that Raleigh looks really good there, Jerry. That's a nice looking laser.
When I mentioned in the video, when I took the bar off the front and that plate that was on where the module goes, I took off a big steel plate and I said, you don't need that. I made a huge mistake because it says right there on the front of the paperwork, and the LA Hobby guy mentioned it to me on YouTube. He goes, no, that's so when you take the bottom out, you set up your rotary, it'll extend it down further. Well, It was in the paperwork right on the front sheet, and if you pause it when I show that one sheet on what to do, it says it right in the middle. And for some reason, I'm looking at pictures and I'm not reading things, and that was a dumb mistake I said in the video. And then I kept calling it the wrong thing. So when I was actually doing the thumbnail and I was trying to upload it, I realized that I'm calling it the wrong thing. So I went back in and I threw that on the screen. I was calling it an LM2 and it's an MK2, but whatever. I tried to do a good job on it.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, really? That's a transport plate? I mean, that's pretty expensive looking plate to just throw away.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought when I took the bar off. I'm thinking, why would they go to such expense, having something so heavy duty if you're going to throw it away? But anyway, I got to do another video, and I'll mention what I said in the first video that was wrong. So,
Yeah, you just do a short.
yeah.
So I finally got my CNC's first cut.
Nice.
Add 3 more letters, and you got my last name. Put an A, a P, and a P, and that's my last name.
Yeah. Yeah. So I finally got it all cutting. Turns out that there's something wrong with like Gerbil and end stops on that machine. Not exactly sure what it is. I've gone through the end stops. End stops seem to be triggering perfectly fine, and then they'll just start randomly triggering. So disabled end stops, and everything's all fat, dumb, and happy. So
What machine?
It is a machine that was made in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I'm guessing it's like college student or something because there's not much information on there.
Okay.
I think I have it up here. Hold on, I got the link open on. It's like Formative FM1 or something like that.
Did you give your dog rawhides, John?
Not anymore.
My wife seems to think they're bad for my dogs and doesn't want me to buy them anymore.
Well, for at least for our dogs, because they get impatient and they try to eat the whole thing.
Yeah. They
And
never
we'll
swallow anything.
we'll bind them up. Just think about eating something just too big, and it's really hard for them to digest. So if anything, if we do, we give like the little stick ones. So that way,
Yeah, that's what I have, the stick ones, but they're like 6 inches long.
yeah, they're like almost like a pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't give them the big rawhides anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because I mean, if they were more patient, like our other dogs were, these two are just will eat like a piece like this long that's all soft, and they're sitting there like hacking it back up. I'm like, then we just throw it away.
My brown and white dog, Sandy, I've given her rawhides before, and she'll try to grab it so fast she'll miss it, go around the corner of the living room and still in my hand because she was in such a hurry. Yeah, it's hilarious.
You're going to Otto, you're gonna try the new Lightburn CNC controller?
It's not
It's
out.
on my
Is it?
When it comes out, it's not out
Yeah.
yet.
yeah, it's on my list. I actually need to do an upgrade to Lightburn. I'm
I
running.
wonder
one
what
that's-
it's going to cost. It'll be a separate program. I
It
wonder
will
what
be, yes.
Gonna have
Yeah,
a monthly fee or just do updates every year like Lightburn.
They said it's in line with the other
Yeah.
licenses,
Yeah.
so they didn't mention it.
I just added
They just didn't have
Galvo
an
for
exact
90.
cost. It'd be
I
around
met Lightburn. I said, "Hey, you guys going to do a Black Friday sale?" I'm like, "No." I tried to get it free a long time ago. No, that's their favorite word. No.
Yeah. They don't give
They
it
don't
to
do
any
discount.
traders. Even the LA hobby guy doesn't get it for free.
Right.
Well, I imagine he does, but yeah, if somebody
Well,
does that much
or he
work
doesn't
for me,
say
I
it.
think so.
You know, it was
Yeah, you can't.
on all of his videos. I don't even. I just enjoy it. I don't. They don't pay me for it, or yeah. It's
Yeah, I'm not even sure what version I have. I know it's like it was before version 1. I know that. I think it was like 0.9.
I don't.
Yeah, updates
I never
30
even
bucks.
look. I just when it says to update, I update, and
Yeah.
typical end user when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, when I know it's not because my license expired and the version that I could have upgraded to had a bunch of bugs for the machine I have here. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that.
Well, I got 3 licenses, and then if I get their, it's called like mill something. I don't know.
Mill Maker, Mill Magic.
Not magic. Mill something. Mill work or not mill. Not
No,
mill.
it's Mill
Mill
Mage. Mill Mage.
Mill made. Yeah.
Can you use Lightburn with any CO2 laser?
Any
Yes,
CO2.
as long as it has
That-
the proper controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbal
What's the
controller.
proper controller?
Like the
Right,
K40s, the base K40s, you can't run it on.
Yeah.
You got to put a
I don't know what mine
K40. You
has.
got to put a Gerbil board in it.
What? Say it again.
A Gerbil board in the K40.
GRBL
So I have a
board.
K40.
Yeah, I don't know anything about mine. All I know is when I first got it, it run. The heck was the software called?
It's running
RD
whatever.
Works.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have any type of interface on the top of it or a side?
There's like a controller on the top. Yeah,
Rita controller, most likely. So
I don't know.
yeah,
It's in storage at the moment, but yeah.
We just hit 400 general admission tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, I have 3. I got the CO2, I got the regular diode, and I got the gavel. So I got all 3 of their licenses.
I just got Galvo, but a couple days ago. Added to mine, and I've done my updates.
Well, I hope that company doesn't ghost you like the last one, Jerry. So
No, it's in transit.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
That's
Yeah, it's in transit somewhere. It's UPS is delivering it.
Yeah, I was like, I really hope that he doesn't just put this out there. It's not in transit. So
right.
Well, I was working out a deal with another company. They wanted this, that, and other, and we talked for like a month, and then they backed at it and said, "Oh, our company ran out of money for the year. We can give you 30% off." Yeah, right. I don't got $5,000 laying around, so that ain't happening. And then Patrick put me in touch with another company, and then I talked to them. They checked out my channel, and then everything worked out. So I know it's a steep learning curve, and I got a lot to learn about fiber. So we'll see how it goes.
it's the three things: speed, power, and frequency. That's all it is, and sometimes height.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
because sometimes you want it out of focus. Believe it or not.
This company wanted to originally send me that newer style where it's got all self-contained under the bed. All the electronics are under the bed. It's real small. And I wanted to at least a 50 watt. It was separate, where the arm was separate, like the PC computer. It was a split unit, is what I wanted. And I said, at least you're 50 or 60. And he said, sure, we'll see. If you want to do all these videos for us, we'll be more than happy to send you a 60 watt. So consider yourself a partner with our company. I said, no problem. So
Yeah, my CO2, the K40, I gotta find a better way to for like the water cooling part of it. Because
Yeah.
I just don't understand how John puts out so many videos and has a full-time job, because I am retired and I have trouble doing anything. It's like the day goes
He's
by
got a
that
clone.
quick.
He's got a twin.
What?
Maybe
Yeah, exactly.
I
maybe
actually
because
can't hear
I'm
you.
older. As you get older, time flies
You have a
quicker. So
you have a
maybe my
twin,
days are
right,
shorter than
Yeah.
John's. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one. That other one's missing the left leg.
There
You
you go.
just never see him.
Just switches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, so this is what I have to use in my CO2.
Dang.
Do you mix it with water?
No, it's already mixed. So
Yeah.
you just
Oh, okay, so just
okay, because you don't want your tube to freeze.
Yeah.
right. Yep.
So you
I'm
use
in Colorado.
RV.
Yeah, we're getting
Marine
snow
grade and
tomorrow,
freeze.
right? I think.
Yeah, we're supposed to get snow tomorrow.
Yep.
So
6
I
inches.
haven't even put any in there yet, because I ordered. The problem is with having that CO2 there now. Would you believe it or not that you cannot order blinds with strings to pull them anymore?
They're
Yeah,
all,
it's
Are you kidding me?
they're all the automatic like hold ones.
Yeah, and you're not tall enough to get to the top. I'm like, so you can never have the blinds all. So for the garage, I actually ordered remote blinds.
Good choice.
Nice.
Well, I mean, it was like $240 just for one blind. I'm like, well,
Now,
I got a solar panel too, so it charges the system, and it's just a strip that goes on the very top of the window, basically where it all goes up. So you're not really using that space anyways.
So my question is that stuff that you have there, is that non-flammable? Because that's one of the things I was looking at for mine. I used to always just drain it in the winter. Now I don't run it; it's unused. But
Well, this is
I
actually
used to just drain it in the winter so it wouldn't freeze. But I looked into some antifreezes, but some of them were like flammable and stuff, and I was like, well, that doesn't sound like something you want in a laser.
I've never heard of flammable antifreeze.
Neither have I.
I don't know if it was alcohol based or what, but it did say that it was flammable. Some of them that I found.
No, this is all actually what's in antifreeze in your car. And there you go. And you know what? This is like $4 a gallon versus what I just put in the
14 for a
truck
car.
for $40 for not even a gallon, right?
Yeah.
You must have been shopping at Walmart to get a deal like that.
Well, for that, the RV antifreeze is dirt cheap. Always has been.
Okay.
We winterize our RV every year, so
Yeah,
it's
cool.
because you got to use a lot of it. You know, for the gray tank, the black tank, all the lines. You got basically for any of the poop you don't get out of the black tank, you want to make sure it's mixed in pretty good. So,
yeah, because everything that I was doing is that everything was done in a 5-gallon bucket, and the pump, the way all that stuff is, it's just like it's kind of janky. Then I haven't used the K40 in a long time because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get the 5 gallons of water and making sure it's
you got to
cool
use distilled water.
Distilled
And
water,
yeah.
some people will put bleach in it, or to help with not getting any
Bacteria.
bacteria.
Yeah, I got some aquarium stuff that I have to throw in it.
Yeah, so that's why I went with the antifreeze. Also, that's actually what the Eon, the laser company, suggested was to get
Yeah.
RV antifreeze for it.
So is that kind of like a general thing for like the K40, like any like laser you could use that
Well,
stuff in it, or is
you
it
should be
certain
able
that-
to, but this is also for like the cold climate. Like mine's
Yeah.
sitting right next to an exterior wall. It does get below 30 in the garage, and I do
Yeah.
not want my tube shattering from just
Yeah.
having distilled water in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that has a lot of like antimicrobial stuff in it, so you don't grow
Mhm.
stuff. And the fact that I don't use it all the time, that might actually be a better route than
It's
what I
it's
have been
cheap.
doing.
It's almost as it's if you really want to get to the nitty gritty, it's 3 times the cost of a gallon of distilled water.
Yeah.
So, and I got it at Home Depot.
Okay, so if I go to Menards, it'll probably be a little cheaper.
Just get on your
Yeah,
computer and check the
probably.
price, but it
Yeah.
might fluctuate online.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I was getting this for the window vent,
Hmm.
but it didn't. It's too big for my exhaust port. I got to rethink.
The one that I got at Lowe's is metal. It's, I don't know, like I think it's 4 or 5 inch. It's got a magnet on the bottom, so my exhaust fan usually can't blow it open. So when I start up my laser, I go out there with a spatula and I click it open, and then it stays open. Then when I shut them off, it goes shut and it's got a magnet. It's sealed tight.
So
They
the
don't
one
have-
that I
they don't
have
have
is the one I have is similar to what he's talking about. It's got a metal, like I had to replace mine because I had a plastic one like that on the outside, but it was pretty well sun baked and everything. But it's got the metal part, and you can kind of spring it down a little bit and slide it through the hole, and it'll spring out to kind of seal up the hole. That might be it was a lot more expensive, but it might be that might help you out there with getting it through the wall and such.
And then if you have a bug problem in the summertime or mosquitoes, you can always put like a fish net or something over it, then put your flex hose on top of that, kind of put over it, and that way bugs can't fly in. If you got bugs, mosquitoes, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually keep mine exhausting all the time during the summer because it just keeps the basement cooler. So it kind of forces all the bugs out.
How fast this? There's your
Mhm.
people
Yep. Just said hi.
hopping in. Yo, what's going on, CMYKFP?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to fire up that laser, but it's like I told the wife, I'm like, now we have to be serious and actually try to make some money with all the equipment in the garage.
A good idea. Hey, you'll
The problem
probably
is,
sell it.
to be able to use this stuff to make things.
Right.
Someone asked, don't you print it? I'm like, I can't tell you the last time I actually printed something for myself.
Right.
Right.
I print stuff and I throw it away because it's
Yep.
for reviews, and that's it.
Yeah, most of the stuff I do on a
It's,
laser, I don't keep it. I rarely keep it.
Yeah, the wife will give it away to kids on the bus and some things. Like the Flexi Dragons or something. I've only printed out one Flexi Dragon.
Yeah, I don't really keep a lot of the stuff, but this is gonna be a
Yeah,
thing that
that's
I'll be
awesome.
keeping.
Oh, nice.
That's
There's
cool.
actually gonna be 2 of them. The second one, I got the little mini guys here. Oh, so this is the big guy that's gonna go on one side of the door. And there's another one with the mouth open that'll go on the other side. And
Cool.
I would recommend either Prusa Slicer or Orca Slicer.
Mhm.
Orca's good, yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
used it. I want to. I just haven't.
Yeah, Chelsea posting over on Twitter, and for Halloween every day she's posting new stuff. Then after 5 days, it would go on to her Patreon. I printed this mask in a video that looked like leaves, like you'd have at a ballroom party or something. And my wife wanted it, and I guess I gave it to my wife. But when my granddaughter came over to visit, I gave it to her. Then my wife wanted me to print another one. I deleted the file off my computer. Well, I'm not going to go join her Patreon to get one file she posted for free. So I messaged her on Twitter about it, and she never replied to me. So then I tagged her on Twitter, and she didn't reply to that either. So whatever.
Is it deleted files in your trash can, or did you?
Yeah,
delete?
it was already gone. It was like a week prior that I got rid of it.
Oh,
But it wasn't
Yeah.
free file. I did a video. I plugged her in the video, and then I asked for the file back to reprint it for my wife, and then I get no response. And then I tagged her publicly, and I still get no response. So I don't know if she didn't see it or what. I don't know.
Well, yeah, John, earlier about the Home Depot, like I was joking about it being Homeless Depot.
Yeah.
I was talking about Menards.
I find Menards at all. It's actually closer. It's just that I know where everything is at Home Depot.
Yeah.
And typically I like the indoor lumber yard because then the lumber isn't all warped from sitting
Yeah.
outside. And so that's usually why I go to Home Depot more than Menards. And anyone it's a Midwest thing. Menards is a Home Depot competitor. So, but
here
I don't mind Menards usually.
Yeah, here it's like Home Depot is like twice as expensive as Menards for everything, and the Menards here, that 2 of the 3 locations, it's indoor, or it's not really indoor like inside the building. It's a separate building outside. That's where they have all their lumber at the one here. So
yeah,
I usually go to Lowe's. I got a Lowe's 2 miles away.
Lowe's
Depot's a lot further. Home Depot has better stuff than Lowe's, but Lowe's is closer.
So I'm on the laptop that I usually edit with, and the keyboard's failing so bad that it's like doing double. It's a Mac, and that's why.
I believe it.
And I'm so happy that the PC is up and running downstairs. Oh, I finally got my 50 terabyte NAS hooked up too. So,
Well, all that video editing, you got to have somewhere to put it.
yeah.
oh yeah, well I got honestly for what 3, just over 4 years of editing, I've only 6 terabytes. So
I
not too
upload
bad.
and then I delete it. You're lagging slightly, but I upload and I delete off my hard drive. So if I ever get my channel booted, I lost all my content.
Well, I
if I
have
ever
mine
find one-
automatically synced to Odyssey and Rumble. So anytime I upload a video, it automatically syncs to it.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's not like those channels.
You don't render on your hard drive first, watch it, and then upload it. You just do a direct upload when you render.
Oh no, I watch it 3 or 4 times. I have headphones on because I'm always worried about audio. I have headphones on, off, and then I'll play it on a like a tablet or my phone also. So just try to make sure my audio is balanced.
If I got like 5, 10, or 15 different clips, as you know, I tape with my cell phone or my Canon or my whatever it may be, and I put them all together. How do I synchronize all my audio at once? Because I go through, I got both speakers. I drag it with my mouse up a little bit, and I listen to it. I look at the red zone, and then I go to the next clip, and I do the same thing. And I manually try to set each one of them.
You need like a wireless mic that's the same for everything. So when you use your when I do my voice overlays now, I use this same thing. I use this Anchorwork wireless mic setup.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my phone, on my camera, on my computer, and it's barely noticeable between all 3.
Right.
But you can highlight them all and then do the gain, but they're going to be all over the place because you're using different mics for different things.
Yeah.
So I was actually, I don't know if Ajax, is that a Shure mic that you're using?
Yeah, this is a Shure. Yep.
Yeah, I just don't know. I didn't know that there was different ones. I was looking at those just yesterday. I thought there was only one version, but it's like,
oh yeah, this is the
2, 3, 4
SM7B.
different kinds. Yeah, so I don't know like which one's the one that like I see YouTubers use and stuff.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
using the Rode
SM7B
USB.
is one of the most popular ones.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm using the
Yeah, so
Rode NT USB Plus.
You got the road version. I went with the anchor work. It's good.
Yeah.
And because my audio was atrocious, especially at the beginning,
Right.
absolutely horrible.
Oh, yeah.
They always say that always go back and watch your first videos after a year or two
Yeah.
and see how your own evolution. Oh my God, I don't know how anyone even watched it.
Oh,
It was so bad. But that's how I do it now. I've been using these for about, I think, like ever since the Murph video,
right.
that fiasco with that wireless set. I switched this because it can pierce through all the interference there.
Right.
So it's about $200-ish.
A while back, I was doing a voiceover, and I had something went wrong in DaVinci Resolve, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, or something had changed. I don't remember what it was. So I went the cheap way. I took my new cell phone. While I'm watching the video on the screen, I hit the record button, and I'm talking. And then when I upload that to my and throw it in in DaVinci, I just delete the video part, and I line up the audio to match what I'm seeing on screen. It works. It's kind of stupid to do it that way, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be. I mean, I buy all the equipment myself too, just like you. So sometimes you have to be throwing a little bit of ingenuity into the mix. I used just Apple headphones, and I would hold it away. Just the corded ones. I would hold the mic away because sometimes it would go against my beard or my clothes. You hear that the scratching.
Yeah. And then if I tape with my cell phone, the audio might be turned sideways on my resin printer. So when you go into DaVinci and you got to flip it, the screen on, the top right, I forget what it's called. I have trouble getting it exactly framed right because I'm using my mouse and I'm trying to drag that little slider to get it exactly 90 degrees parallel, and it's kind of a pain. So I usually just zoom in on it. I get it as close as I can, then I zoom in and you can't really tell it's crooked. Anyway, it's fun editing. It's, pain in the ass.
It can be.
And the video I just uploaded took me about 20 times because my computer kept rebooting, losing my screens. Eventually, I got it to render on my hard drive. Because it usually blinks out. The program will shut down, or it'll completely blink out my computer, and I got to reboot it. So I don't know why it's happening.
It sucks. It's annoying.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's why I had to build a new rig. I mean, this laptop, 2016 MacBook Touch Bar, absolute garbage.
Oh yeah, that's what I have too.
I would never buy another.
Oh, I love my MacBook, but
Yeah,
it's
I love
just
my
so
Mac.
old now they won't support it.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem. It's called planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
I use PC for pretty much everything with 3D printing. I use my Mac for everything I need portable because it lasts portable. My last Mac before the one I got, 10 years before the GPU started to die.
I think the only thing keeping me from buying the new MacBook is it's super ugly.
I have the Air
Sergio bought me this. I got Bizarre on it.
Midnight, and I love it. Yeah,
I just don't know how they went from the 2016 design with the whole like outside shape, the like sharp edges and stuff, to the whole rounded bottom stuff. Now, it looks like
Retro's coming
backwards.
back. Retro's coming back.
I actually had dropped this at one point. Luckily, I actually damaged the screen, but yeah, I have the M2 Air Midnight.
Nice.
For what I do, I don't need anything bigger, but it's light, it's thin, it's perfect for portability.
Yeah, I just don't understand the rounded like design.
I love it. And then it slipped out of my case, and
ouch.
Yeah, so the whole frame is actually like you can kind of see it. It's not
a
perfect.
little bit of a.
I have Apple Care, so I just need to take it in and have them replace it. But I'm just lazy, and I don't want to drive to frickin' Boulder.
Well, I got to run, guys. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy the
meeting you. Have a good one.
Good Thanksgiving.
Hey, Jax, nice meeting you. Have a great day.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye. Take care, Marcel.
Take care, Jerry.
Shane, John, Justin.
Yeah, I run Linux on just about everything. So
Yep. You're a Linux guy,
yeah,
pretty much.
This is a Windows computer in front of me, but that's for gaming.
Yeah, but you're primarily a Linux guy, so. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a gaming rig. I mean, it's set up but it's It's all film editing. I got two
Yeah.
4K monitors. It's liquid cooled. It's got
Yeah.
everything.
I built mine. I love building my own PCs.
Well, that's
So
the thing
much
is that you're not locked in. If I want to get a new processor, I could do that. Right now, I was like, okay, it's got 32 gigs of RAM, and then I was like, and I ordered all this stuff a year ago, and it was been sitting there
I went
because
to
the
Micro Center and just
was DOA,
Yeah.
and I just never got around to it. And then I go and look at the RAM. I'm like, oh my gosh, it went down by $40. So I ordered another 32 and threw it in.
Yeah, I'm running the new AMD like seven Ryzen 7s with DDR5. And this thing it stays about 60C.
Yeah, this is what's great about building your own stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the RAM that was in my machine when I first set it up.
Yep.
16 gigs of RAM. Now I have 64.
Yep. 64 gigs nowadays. You almost, unless you're running Mac, you gotta have it. I mean, right now with everything I'm running a lot of shit. I'm using. I'm only using 15 out of my 64. Usually, I'm about 33 gigs. So I must not be doing something. Oh, it's Fusion. Fusion usually kicks.
Yeah, people are like, do you need all that powerful film editing? I said, so if I used to use like the call outs and the lower thirds on my videos, the rendering just takes forever on this man. And I'm like, I know that if I had a better GPU and more RAM, it would just save me so much mental anguish.
Yep.
So,
The GPU alone, just having that for encoding, like that's just gonna be night and day.
Very much so.
Because like the server that's in the room on the other side throwing a video card in it to do the transcoding, which is very similar to what you're doing for encoding your video, similar technology basically, and it was night and day difference going from CPU only to having a GPU in it.
Right.
Yeah, like tomorrow before we go to the in-laws for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna run Ethernet into that room because it was my daughter's old room. Now that's the office. So right now I just hooked up the NAS directly to the PC through network cable. Right?
Yeah.
And then just to set it up, and then I bought like a 75-foot cord. I have a whole spool of Cat 5, and I'm like, you know what? It's all garbage now, right? It's like, so
it'll do gigabit. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be old Cat 3. You'll be able to do gigabit on it, unless you're running at 325 feet, I think is what it is.
Yeah. And what the thing is most people are not going to use the speeds that when people are like, oh, I'm just through Ethernet. I said, why? I said, what are you doing?
I get to run some Ethernet, custom Ethernet tomorrow. So,
well, my Wi-Fi is so saturated because everything that you buy now is on a Wi-Fi, right?
Yep.
It's like I have like over 100 devices on my Wi-Fi. I just want to start knocking it down because it's just so awful.
Everything's a device. It's insane. I've got my sister used to work for Cisco Meraki, so before she left, she dog fed me one of their enterprise level routers with a 10-year license for free. This is a $1,400 enterprise router, wireless router with a 10-year license, and she knows people, so it'll be free for the rest of my life. And just being able to manage it the way I can is so nice.
Well, pretty solid. Just sent their email. What's their deal?
So
let's see. I just saw it.
That machine right there, that's my backup PF Sense router.
$17 Jesse Pet GMPLA, 30% off LDO, $50 off next gen enclosures, 20% off all E3D Bondtech Slice and Duet 3D.
Wow.
When you buy
my wife bought 5 spools of,
you get $200.
Yeah, the wife bought. I got so much filament here. That's why I was saying that I'm owed $600 from Polymaker. I just don't have room for it, so I'm not in a hurry to get it.
Right. Well, what you do it and then you bring it to Rocky Mountain and give it away.
Oh.
You do some kind of contest and give away a bunch of filament on site.
Oh, that's what I was going to do for but the problem is I know that everyone's having problems, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he said for when during the events. I wasn't expecting to win the Death Racer thing,
Right.
and it was the fastest one.
Yeah.
So,
and Ajax won
and
another bamboo. He's got so many bamboos.
Actually upgraded it. So yeah,
Wow.
so it was a P1P.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was like, can I just pay the difference and get an X1C? And they're like, yeah, instead we'll just give you a 50% off coupon. Like, all right, cool.
Wow. Nice.
So
That's awesome.
that was
But
my
you
third
had a very,
X1C.
very fast unit, even at the end. I don't know how.
Yeah, I gotta get into designing my Death Racer for Earth or for Rocky Mountain.
I got. You and I need to talk tripod about Scott, but we aren't going to talk about that live. So
What's it?
about Scott, I'll message you.
Oh, for the dragsters. Well, I mean, the thing is it's technically Death Racers isn't Death Racers without Sam, so you need to reach out to Sam.
Oh no, Sam, we're good with Sam.
I'm just saying I'm not. That's why I said that when you said, "Oh, we'll just put Death Racers on your
me and
booth,"
Sam have
I
been
said
chatting
a hard no because I help
chatting-
Sam.
Huh?
I say I help Sam. I'm not Death Racers.
Me and Sam have been consistently talking, so we're good there.
Yeah. Speaking of RC stuff here, early next year, they're coax, since they're like 5 minutes away from me here. They're going to be putting on a RC snowmobile race.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I always wanted to get one of those.
Yeah, so I'll be starting to print some of that stuff
sounds
out.
like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
We could
Who was
do
talking
that
about
here.
planes here? Well, I know
Right.
Marcel was, right?
Right.
Were you talking about planes, Marcel, or something?
Yeah, this is my big one.
Because
I just
remember-
3D printed the yellow and green one.
My antique collection up there of RCs.
RC cars, those are awesome.
A couple of years ago, I got my kids some, like my older two, I got them some Traxxas, like T-Max RC, RC cars or trucks. That'd be cool to like 3D print some chain treads to put on instead of wheels for snowmobile.
Yeah. I mean, it's Colorado. We might need it.
I was kind of thinking about putting paddles on the back of the open RC and put some
Like sand tires?
sleds. Yeah, and put some sleds on the front wheels.
Nice.
But I think I'd have to do a bunch to the steering, because that steering is so floppy on the open RC. It's just.
Well, I built this thing for water, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work just as good in snow.
Oh, look at that hovercraft. That's awesome.
Nice.
Here, hold on.
It looks like
This
it looks like it's from the Jetsons.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
So this
That's
is the
awesome.
action camera on top. I had to have something
That's
up there
a
to record
tiny
footage.
action camera. Holy
That's the
crap.
run cam thumb, they call it. It's kind of like
Nice.
the Instant 360 Go, but cheaper.
I might have to get one of those.
And then the top goes on too, and it's got a little 3D printed little pilot guy on the front. It's pretty funny. So that sits in behind the windshield like that, and it covers up electronics. And there's a TPU, like that bright green is TPU, so it's flexed to fit nice and solid when this is closed. And then it's actually a really good ripper. The first time I drove it, this rudder actually came off because it wasn't screwed in at the top, and I should have. So now it should be totally fine. It drives pretty dope. It's pretty small, but it definitely is kind of heavy for the water, because I did notice it goes like almost all the way like sinking in. So it's, I don't know, I'll have to figure out a different battery maybe for it or something. But yeah, this guy actually got it off a YouTuber / Patreon guy that I ended up subscribing to, Make Stuff or something like that. One of those guys. I'll look up a link later, but he designs all kinds of different things, and this was one of his first designs. And I thought I needed a boat, RC boat. It'd be a lot of fun. And it lights up, which is kind of cool too. So yeah, I think that'd be good for the snow. You could drive it around on carpet, right? So
That's one thing I always liked about having the big monster trucks that I have. It's not the converted buggies into the truggies, as we used to call them, but the ones that were built ground up as trucks, you know, so you just go through anything and you could seal the tires up and you could literally drive on water.
Totally.
You turn the wheels around and make them paddles.
That'd be awesome. Just get the bottom to like expand and make it like a hovercraft so it has like a floating base or something. It'd be super cool. I still been working on my R2 units that I have. I've got that one hiding in the corner there, that red and gray one. That's the old ATT track droid that I never finished building that I'm going to finish in my new.
I never finished the Brood to you.
No. Mine's finished, but it's not. I don't have the motors for it yet. I've been trying to source out motors here that are cheaper than what the guy in UK keeps telling me, because it's like $100 and something Canadian at least for one of those motors.
Jeez.
So I was like, no, I don't want to pay that, but might have to just to get it working. But it's totally finished. It's up there sitting on the shelf waiting for me to put the electronics in it. The servos are all in it and everything. It's just those motors.
Yeah.
One day.
Right.
All right, gents, I'm gonna jump off. It's 11.
Thanks for hanging. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't get arrested. Don't get in trouble. Don't get too drunk.
I'll just throw a 15 minutes. I'll throw a huge print on there and let it run.
Nice. And hope you don't come back to Paschetti.
And you know what? As much as like I said, the LUs have been fine except for this one. You know, it was such an early release, and again, I haven't watched any videos on anyone. I tend not to, because that I don't want to get any of their ideas in my head. So
True. Going to the fresh.
Makes sense.
Sweet.
So,
All
right.
Be careful with the wobble pops tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good advice. All right. You guys have fun. See how trouble.
Yeah.
Have
Good
a
luck.
And then there were 4.
Yeah.
And there were 3 because I got to head out too as well. I got shit. I
I'm
got to
just
do.
putting a few things together, and then
That's
I'll
pretty
probably-
nice one.
Yeah, I
Sounds
gotta
good.
figure out the background, get it to pop a little bit more.
Right.
That's
Is that
one of the
laser?
this is one of the cats at the local cat place.
Cool.
Little sweetheart.
All right.
Also a little fit.
Good night, everybody. See you guys
Yeah,
next
Have a good
time.
one.
See you later.
See you.
Yeah.
See you, Chris Travis. He's going to bed too.
Right. What do you think, Ajax? Your first Hangout stream?
It's fun.
These are fun. They just hang out, do whatever, you know, and not really a subject, because it's just like, you know, they talk about whatever.
Yeah, you weren't sitting there thinking like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Well,
No,
I
it's
think
all
of
good.
that every week, but that's a whole different.
I think I jumped in and watched a couple before, so like
Yeah, which helps, you know.
knew what to expect. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, I have a kitty. Hey, Pops. Hi. Oh, you're buffy. Whoa. Sorry, bit of noise. Scared us both. Look, fluffy boy.
Not amused.
No, you're not, are you? You're worried about that noise, huh?
What happened there? I don't think that's part of the file. I wonder if it scraped it.
Bye. He's like, I'm out of these shit.
Was there like a thicker?
Yeah, there's like a big white line along the edge here, and
Was maybe the because that's just a ceramic tile, yeah.
yeah,
That's like painted with clear gloss and stuff. Maybe it
So
was
what-
just thicker paint or something.
no, it kind of feels like it was scraped.
Hmm.
So I wonder if that part of it is just a little too low. Maybe I need to do a little extra space. But it did a pretty good job on all the darks and everything. I think I just gotta take that background and make it lighter and make the cat a little darker. Yeah, what I need to do there probably. I think it's a pretty solid green background, or kind of greenish, brownish background. So I might be able to just take that color and kind of turn it white. Oh,
Oh, Shane, I broke my resin screen.
oh no!
I had a FEP tear and probably put too much pressure on something. And yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get Elegoo to do something for me, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, the Elegoo printer that I bought with my washer cure station is actually printing now.
Nice.
These are the what are they called? The Blizzard models and everything. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this much: whoever they have designing these, like, needs to be beating the kneecaps with a hard object.
Right.
It's one of those things where I think they need to, they need to reach out to the people that they have doing some of their stuff for them, and
Right.
maybe get some of their ideas of what they could make sure they get right. One of the prints that was really cool is the
Mini lion. Yeah, he's a purebred Siberian, Pete.
he's a chicken. There's like a bunch of chickens in a box, and there's a chicken on top. And the chicken on top has like really, really thin legs.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what happened. Literally, the first thing with that print, it just like snapped right off. Like,
Snap the legs, yeah.
Yeah, there's not like the legs were thinner than the supports that they had on the pre-supported model.
Oh no.
So like the supports were probably holding the thing up. Like even if I had the print perfect, I don't think that would have held up. So stuff like that. The little pin that goes into the bottom of the model is the exact same size.
Oh, no tolerance.
There's no tolerance on it. I don't think there is, because with resin printing, you can pretty much have like 0.1 tolerance and it'll be sloppy together.
Yeah.
And this, like, I had to like grind out the bottom of this a little bit, sand this a little bit, to get it to go to here. And the other one, I can't even. Yeah, I haven't done any of that with.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to do resin. I have a resin printer, and I don't use it.
It's tedious. I got one, and I'm just like, I'm starting to regret it a little bit. Messy, it's tedious.
I will likely clean mine up and bring it to Rocky Mountain to get rid of.
Yep, I'll probably give. I can't sell the printer because it was given to me, but I can give it away, or I might be able to sell it for the value I have into it. But at this point,
like I like it just because it's been very rare that I get a failed print.
Right.
Like it is probably like the most reliable thing that I actually have, especially since I got rid of the flex plate that's on it. I went back to the straight just
I'm running the Wham Bam. It works.
Yeah.
The XTR full on.
Yeah, I was having troubles getting stuff to stick to it and stuff falling off, and
I don't have that issue.
But yeah, the way it is right now is like perfect for me.
Good.
And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if I want something small and detailed, like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the detail you can get from it is incredible for sure.
Yeah.
And I've got like the super cheap, old models from like 5 years ago, and I'm getting really good details off of stuff. I mean, I know if I got like a newer one, I could get better detail, but it's yeah. Right.
Ooh, I need to put you on my list of makers to message.
Yeah, it fits together fine in the game software. Yeah.
And you are planning to come to Rocky Mountain, right, Shane?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a list of makers that I need to notify when the tables go live.
Okay.
So I'll try to. They're going to be $20 or $25. So you're going to want to do it pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Like right after I message you, because what I'll do is I'll message the makers, and like an hour later I'll post socials. So I can't show much favoritism there. So yeah, I've got a handful, not many, but a handful.
Yeah, if I don't get one, I'll just fly in instead, and
well, I'll get you a badge if you need it. So
yeah,
not worry about that.
Yeah, I figured, if anything, I could just fly in instead, and then I don't have to bring anything. That.
Right. You'll probably end up going back with stuff. Good thing is I live 15 minutes away. I can ship whatever I need to. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hey.
My work is 5 minutes away. Ajax knows how close I work to that event. It's like
Yeah, for sure.
right freaking there.
I live really close to the event center, and you
Right.
work closer. So
Yeah, yeah, they're just hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is I think you were like running around at the beginning. This is the basically the cat house.
Nice.
It's a little cat house dome thingy.
Yeah.
That I'm printing out. I'm gonna see if it will be too much of a pain in the ass or if it'll be the right amount of pain in the ass. But I kind of want to make like a bigger thing for them to sell off at their stuff for their charity stuff for the
Right.
cat place.
Ajax, are you planning to sell at the event at all? Do you know?
possibly that's part of
Okay.
what I was asking you about. So
Oh yeah, I would say just sign up for as long as you get the license. I don't care. I'll leave that up to you.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm LLC. I paid $1 to be LLC,
Oh yeah.
and it was $1. So for me, it was worth it. It's not really that much more work. It's just paying attention.
Yeah, you got to separate things. You really got to
Yeah.
keep good books.
Well, what you do is you get your LLC, you get your good standing report, you get your EIN.
Yep.
And then you go to a bank and set it up, and then you leave it separate. Which, considering what you're doing with TD1, yeah.
I set up an LLC once way back in the day. I did an LLC and I never did anything with it, but
but now you have reason to.
yeah. But yeah, I ended up disbanding that LLC. So yeah, so if I do it again, it'll be different. I didn't know a lot back then when I set that one up, and
I've been through it twice, so I'm glad to help guide. There's some pieces of paper you do not want to lose. Like you want to get 20 different copies before you do anything.
Like I even went so far as to set up with a bank an LLC account and everything back in the day, but that's all gone. Like after the first year, I never didn't do anything with it, and I just shut it all down. But
right.
So I kind of know the process, but it'll be all the crap that comes after that. That'll be new waters.
It's a yearly good standing report and taxes, and that's it.
And do you have to file? Do you have to file annually, like your board of directors or whatever, as well?
No, you just file your certificate of good standing. I think that's for an S. I think it's for an S corp, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I gotta start.
If it's done in Colorado, that's how it is.
Huh?
Is that for like if you do it as in Colorado? Because like when I set mine up, I did it as like in Delaware or whatever.
As far as I know, in Colorado, it's pretty straightforward. I haven't had to do anything. I'm still good standing 2 years in, so
I'll have to look into it some more. But yeah, so that's what it comes down to is I'm already set up with like my Patreon and stuff. So I'm already making money at the moment. And if it gets to being, crossing a certain threshold, it'll make more sense. But
yeah, I mean, I would still recommend it because just like what happened with Hewford, she didn't expect it to explode. You'd be surprised that very well could explode, and you'll be rushing to get paperwork done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to start working on that stuff because I would kind of like to get this hobby to, pay for some stuff.
Yeah. Right? Me too. I've been working.
Yeah, I'm only 8 printers in, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is what it's like to make a little bit of money, huh?
Yeah, I make a few bucks here and there. But...
Yeah. Well, that CNC machine, like there's so much stuff that I've got ideas for that I think I think I could make some money off of it.
Right.
At least to pay for the broken bits and
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about paying for the machines. It's the repairs.
Yeah.
That add up or the modifications. Like the printer I'm building right now, I'm modifying just everything that I can. Yeah.
Oh, when I was had that blob on the Voron, my my homing sensor was loose.
Oh no!
So
is that your Z home?
It was the Omron.
Oh yeah, I hate those.
Yeah, Omron.
I don't use those anymore.
Yeah, I know you're, but mine has been working.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it came loose and then that's what caused the Z to be a little bit off. And
it makes sense.
Yep. I mean, even if I had my beacon on there, if it was loose, it would have been off a little bit. So right now I'm trying to decide if I want to throw the beacon on there.
Right.
Screw the clicky. I had
I
zero
would,
luck
I
with
would put the beacon. If you have the option to put the beacon on,
it.
I would put the beacon on.
Yeah. But this is like the third blob I've had recently, and that's the
Right.
and it's like, is it, I'm looking at everything and it's like, is it a blob because the sensor was moving around and it was off just a little bit and came off, or is it, just the sensor was being kind of janky, or am I gonna destroy a $80 probe if I put that on there? So it's kind of,
Yeah. Well, what you do with the probe is you just run it as your live, or you're not your live Z, your virtual. That's what I'm doing, and it's saved. You remember the days I was destroying the beds on the big Voron?
yeah.
I have not even had an issue with that since I went beacon with the virtual. So as long as you set it up right, that's the fun part.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like I've already got everything set up. I just have to adjust the Z a little bit because now I found a loose part in there.
Of course.
Everything else has been peachy.
Right.
Oh, we get a bamboo. No.
Ajax has
Get a bamboo.
If someone sends me one or I win one, sure.
Yeah.
That's about as I've told him, that's about the only way.
I definitely like what the bamboo offers, especially I print a lot. Like I only print ABS really.
Yeah, I that's why I like the Vorons, but that's just my.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like my Voron, but I've spent way more time trying to dial in and calibrate things than I did building the damn thing. And I still, like right now, if I turned it on, the only way I could probably get it to print really good is to slow it down a lot.
Really? Maybe one of these days I'll have to come take a look and see what I can do.
Yeah, I had to play with it, but yeah. So like, I think really it's just I need to devote some time around messing with it and actually dialing things in.
I can run my Trident around 300 millisecond, my big Voron at about 200, and I'm hoping to run the one I'm building around 200 as well.
Yeah, if I got any of like the bamboo printers, I'd have to build a steel cage to go around it, just because that's about how much I trust it. That's how much I trust the software in it.
Agreed.
That's people can't seem to like understand that, but like you have your HP printer that I don't trust that either. Like that is turned off and unplugged, and people would deem that is somewhat trustworthy, at least to be on your internet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to align some belt.
Has anyone done a teardown of any of the bamboo printers, like the wiring connections, like how those are?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's definitely some videos out there. People have ripped them apart and gotten down in there, but like they pull off like the heat sinks and look at the drivers under it and stuff.
I'll have to take a look because I kind of figured there'd be something by now. Back when they were first coming out, they were kind of being a little secretive of what's inside. So
yeah.
So, even printers that you can get right now, they have soldered wires shoved in like these, like the screw terminals, and very much a call home log files. Yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I'm a little concerned about. Is like all what is it sending back home?
Right.
Is it just improvement information? Is it actually like usage? Like issues that it's running into, or like speeds that you're running it at, or is it more nefarious? Like what's on the network? What's is it could very easily go the other way, where it's kind of getting a footprint of like what your network looks like, and what can we do on the network? That kind of one of those tinfoily hat type of things, but it's not not the not too crazy either.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's just it's a quite convenient machine, so
Yeah.
find it worth it.
Yeah, I've got other machines here that print perfectly fine. I'm not trying to win speedboat races or anything. I just need it to print.
It'll be interesting when that AMS type guy gets it done and see how he does
the
that.
KMS double T, yeah.
Yeah, you'll send me a link to that. I want to peek at that.
He hasn't popped into the Hugh Forge Discord in a while, but I'll definitely have to ask him about it.
I actually we should talk to Zach Ass and see if he's done anything with that. One of the designs that he was looking at for the spool management is there's 2 PTFE tubes that you can run in between, and that kind of handles the kind of the overflow from when it switches filaments.
Yep.
And it was like a very just stupid simple thing, and I don't know if he's gotten around to actually trying it or if it actually worked or not.
Interesting. Yeah, the last thing, let me see. It was in our.
I'm in the Discord, so.
It's in the Hugh Forge Discord in the MMU setup and help is where he posted it last. And I think he posted a video. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the Pete Zava. That's not the right mentality that you should have there.
Yep.
You should always be keeping an eye on that stuff. Replace bamboo with Phillips Hue, kind of the nefarious stuff that they've done. Kind of go one step further. If a criminal gets a hold of that information that they're sending back and forth, they just wait until you go. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. They could just wait until you leave your house, and what's the perfect time of going into someone's house is when they leave.
Yeah.
That's like a criminal type of mindset that you could look at it. So it's one of those things that I try and be as careful as. You can keep thinking that.
Yeah. What Shane's referring to is the collection of data.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was one of there was a DEF CON talk about stuff like many years ago, like maybe 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. That was talking about the smart meters and with the I think it was power. I think it was the power one that they were talking about, and you could tell if someone was home or not. Just by the little bit of power usage, even with LED light bulbs, the person kind of had a whole chart of here's how much just having a light on. Here's me opening the fridge.
Right.
So it's one of those things where it's that's kind of insane of how much detail the power companies can gather on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not data doesn't necessarily just mean knowing something about you. Data can mean having something about you that somebody can act on. Like your bank account information, social security information, things that can make your life miserable. But yeah.
Just trying to get some things assembled here, hopefully.
Yeah, who says that I'm saying that Google's a good guy? They're far worse.
Yeah, it's not about picking and choosing. It's just about being conscientious of it and avoiding when you can. One way or another. But obviously we trade a certain level of security for convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I use Android. However, that's also a spot where, if you understand it, you know, this thing doesn't really, travel with me very often, and when it does, it's usually off until I need it. There's ways of using a device to prevent, the tracking of yourself. So you're using Google, so it's tracking you all the time. Well, if you use it in a way that you can keep it from tracking you. You can, choose to not use the apps. You can choose not to use a lot of the features of the phone. Yeah, and that's why I turn the shit off. The phone is physically off.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting frustrated with this stupid printer nightmare, so I think we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
And I gotta go to bed and drive to Colorado Springs in the morning. Oh, boy.
oh, fun. I was just down in Pueblo today.
Oh, jeez. I couldn't do that kind of driving most days. I used to chauffeur, so it's just, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Not sure who Lambo Drives Zambo is, but
Trust no one.
Trust no one.
That's good. Good line to go out on.
Yep. So when we end the stream, Ajax, it won't kick us all out. So
Yeah.
Let me kill. I need an outro these days, but it's all good. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving in the U.S. and we'll see you next week. I think. Clicking end stream.